Did you know that early Doctor Who stories had completely different titles? The first 4 episodes that we now know collectively as An Unearthly Child started life as Doctor Who and the Tribe of Gum on this William Hartnell script. Internally, at the time of broadcast, the production referred to the serial as 100,000 BC, while the camera script simply called it Series A. In 1981, Jean-Marc Lofficier's Programme Guide notes that episodes 2, 3 and 4 are also collectively known as the Tribe of Gum. Personally, I've always thought this should have been split into 2 stories, the first episode, An Unearthly Child, and the remaining 3 as 100,000 BC. The second story was provisionally entitled The Robots, a collective title intended for a script by Anthony Coburn. Terry Nation was commissioned to write a later story called The Survivors, which became Beyond the Sun and eventually evolved into The Mutants, and replaced the robots in the schedule. The 1973 10th anniversary special, along with the making of Doctor Who in 1976, both call the story The Dead Planet, despite the making of referring to the book Doctor Who and the Daleks. The story was still being called The Dead Planet in Doctor Who Weekly in 1979. By 1981, however, the programme guide had settled on the Daleks. The following 2-part story, set entirely inside the TARDIS, was originally referred to as Inside the Spaceship. The 10th anniversary special calls it The Edge of Destruction, while Doctor Who Weekly refers to it as Beyond the Sun. The programme guide ultimately standardised it as The Edge of Destruction. Marco Polo was originally commissioned as Journey to Cathay, and apart from the 1973 special, which calls it The Roof of the World, it has been known collectively as Marco Polo ever since. Jean-Marc Lofficier's 1981 programme guide effectively became the definitive reference point for story names. The making of Doctor Who from 1976 contains only one further major variation, referring to the story we know as the Reign of Terror as the French Revolution. Doctor Who Weekly uses the same title, while the 1973 special calls it A Land of Fear. Similarly, Doctor Who Weekly refers to the Crusade as the Lionheart, while the 1973 special simply calls it The Lion. The editors of the 1973 10th anniversary special, in the absence of official overall story titles, simply adopted the title of each serial's opening episode as a convenient label. Some target books were also renamed, but that's for another video. Thanks for watching.